Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite voice acting performances in an animated film. Yes, in my last top 10 list, I did my top 10 favorite voice acting performances in live action movies. Now it's time for the animation, the much harder top 10 list, because there's a lot of great animated films, and almost every animated film ever made has voice acting, so this is a much more broader list and stuff, and much harder list to make. So yeah, this was a difficult top 10 list, but yeah, again, I chose my personal favorites. Yes, some of them I do consider the best, but this is mostly a subjective top 10 list. I know many people will have different favorites because, again, there's a lot of amazing animated films out there, but yeah, this is just, in my opinion, these are the top 10 best performances, again, in my opinion, in animated films. So yeah, now that we established that, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite performances in animated movies. Alright, coming in at number 10 is Peter O'Toole as Anton Ego in Ratatouille. Ratatouille, one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite Pixar movies of all time, one of my favorite Brad Bird movies. I love this movie. I love the story of a mouse named Remy who just loves cooking and has a passion for cooking, and he meets a human named Linguini, and he learns to control his body, and they become the best chef ever. And however, they have to get past this food critic named Anton Ego, and he's responsible for Gustav, the restaurant, losing its stars and losing its business and stuff because he gave the restaurant a bad review, because he's kind of an uptight food critic and stuff. And yeah, Peter O'Toole just does an amazing job voice acting this character, Anton Ego, because Anton Ego is supposed to be sort of the stereotypical critic and stuff, this very uptight guy with the glasses, and he just talks like this. He's like, I love food and stuff, and he just adds this intimidation to his voice, because right when you see Anton Ego come in the restaurant, this big dark shadow and stuff, this guy with glasses, and then Peter O'Toole's voice just adds to the intimidation, the dominance of this character. But even at the ending of the movie, when you find out Anton Ego is a good guy and stuff, he was just a very poor kid, and all his mom could make him is poor people, peasant food stuff, like Ratatouille and stuff, and you see a lot of humanity in this character, especially in the ending. And again, it's all thanks to Anton Ego, the character design, and the voice acting of Peter O'Toole. He has this just kindness about his voice, and just when he has to intimidate someone, he does a good job, but when he also has to show a lot of sweetness and kindness, it's also done very well. There's a lot of range to this performance, and I leave it to Peter O'Toole to give me a great performance like that, and yeah, it's just one of my favorite performances in animation films. Coming number 9 is Vin Diesel as the Iron Giant in The Iron Giant. Yes, Superman, I go, you stay. Just such a good movie. The Iron Giant's one of my favorite anime films of all time. It's a Warner Brothers animated film. The best Brad Bird movie ever made, and the best performance by Vin Diesel, even though he barely says anything, because Vin Diesel's not a very good actor, but when he says not a lot of stuff like I am Groot or Superman or something, that is probably the best acting Vin Diesel can do. But Vin Diesel is kind of a brute and stuff, and he does a very good job playing this robot with this voice, this raspy voice, this oh god. He's such a very compelling and three-dimensional character, and this very adorable characters too. You root for this giant, and that, again, the design's really cool, and Vin Diesel's performance is really that good. He is so good at just muttering words and saying very weird random phrases in his very deep voice. It's just very compelling and very well executed, mostly thanks to good direction by Brad Bird, but also a very good performance by Vin Diesel. Who would have thought? Vin Diesel made a best list on one of my videos. It's the first time it's happened, and it's probably the only time it will happen, but good job, Vin Diesel. Coming number 8 is Brad Bird as Edna Mode in The Incredibles. Yes, darling, yes, it breathes like Egyptian cotton. Such a good performance. Again, I didn't know that was Brad Bird as Edna Mode. When I first saw The Incredibles, I literally thought that was an old lady voicing that old lady who builds all these costumes for all the superheroes, but it's Brad Bird, and I've seen Brad Bird in interviews. Edna Mode sounds nothing like Brad Bird, and that just shows you how great of a performance it is. What he does with his voice, playing Edna Mode, this very little tiny old lady with these big glasses who designs these costumes for all the great superheroes out there. Such a good performance, has so much energy in her, she's just so hilarious, so fast-paced, and again, she sounds like a little old lady, but she's voiced by Brad Bird, who's this middle-aged man and stuff. It's just unbelievable and a great performance. Coming number 7 is Ellen DeGeneres as Dory in Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. This is probably one of the best comedic performances in animated films ever. It is such a great performance, so funny. Just, where are my parents? Where are they? Can I help you? Just keep swimming, swimming. What do? We swim. So good. I love Dory. Dory is just such a likable character. Like, I can't think of a more likable character than Dory. Dory is adorable, cool, hilarious, suave, awesome, just amazing. And that is all thanks to Ellen DeGeneres' performance. Like, that is the main reason why it's one of the best performances. Only Ellen DeGeneres can make this character so kind, so relatable, and just so damn likable. Just love it. Coming number 6 is George Sanders as Shere Khan in The Jungle Book. Yes, I actually really did enjoy Idris Elba's performance as Shere Khan in last year's The Jungle Book. A very good performance, but George Sanders was way better. He has this, like, elegance and this brilliance to his voice, and it's like, it's British. British can be more intimidating than just a very rough voice. This is a more classy, more suave, and just like, what are you going to do? I'm going to give you the count to 5 to run. Just, it's more of a mysterious voice, too. Just, you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know when he's going to attack and stuff, because he's so calm. Sometimes calm is more scarier than just yelling at you and stuff, and yeah. And the best thing about this Shere Khan, you don't see Shere Khan until the ending, because they build Shere Khan up like he's this scary freaking monster and stuff, but then you finally see Shere Khan at the ending, and he's just this very British guy, and just like, of course, and stuff, and he's very intimidating and very scary, and that is all thanks to George Sanders' great performance. It's very calm and collect and subtle, but that's what makes it so creepy, and yeah, it's a great performance. Coming number 5 is Will Arnett as Batman in the Lego Batman movie. Also the Lego movie, yes. First try. Whoa, who's Bruce Wayne? Sounds like a cool guy. Yes, of a 9-pack. Yes, excellent obeying. And just so great. I love Will Arnett as Batman. Batman, this is probably like maybe the 3rd best Batman we've ever had. It's just such a great performance. It is so funny. Probably the funniest Batman ever. Like, Adam West is a funny Batman, but this Batman, Will Arnett, just does an amazing job. He's got a lot of heart too, and he's very compelling and has a lot of depth, but he's just so freaking funny. That is all thanks to Will Arnett's great performance. He's a funny written character, that's all thanks to good writing, but Will Arnett, just how he does the Batman voice and stuff, it's just so funny and just such a great performance. Coming number 4 is Paige OHara as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Yes, way better than Emma Watson in Beauty and the Beast, but I digress. This is a great performance. Paige OHara just has this beauty to her voice. Not only when she sings, which is just amazing, but when she talks too. You can sense the sweetness, the sensitivity, the intelligence, and the likability, and just the sheer inner beauty within herself with the voice. And that is all thanks to Paige OHara and stuff. When you hear Belle's voice, you know she's a very smart, intellectual character, but you also know she is a very sweet and very kind person. Again, all thanks to the voice acting, but let's not mention the singing. Her singing in this movie is probably one of the most beautiful voices in any Disney movie, and just, it's an all-around perfect performance. Coming number 3 is Jeremy Irons as Scar in The Lion King. Yes, a shining new era is tiptoeing nearer. But where do we feature? Just, life isn't fair. Long live the king. So good. Jeremy Irons always has an amazing voice. He's always intimidating and very scary, but yeah, him as Scar is just such a great film. The design of him looks amazing. This big lion with black hair and the scar across his face. So good, but his voice just adds to the sheer scope and size of his character, and the sheer intimidation and fearness of his character too. You understand why all these hyenas follow him. He's just like this grand leader. He's the Adolf Hitler of the Disney world. That's why he's such a grand villain, and he's the only villain that's actually killed a main character in a Disney movie, and just, it's a great performance. He even sings in this movie, and it's actually a pretty damn catchy song, and just yeah, a really great performance. Coming number 2 is Teri Hatcher in the movie Coraline as the Beldome. Yes, this is probably the most shockingly underrated performance in any animated film ever made. Just this is such a good performance. It is so good. Teri Hatcher does the voice of also Coraline's mother in the movie, but what really makes it so great is when she does the Beldome. The Beldome is the carbon copy of the mother in the other world, you know, in the friggin' portal world where Coraline goes and she has the button eyes and stuff, and basically she takes children and rips their eyes out and puts them into buttons and traps their soul into this multi-world for all of eternity and stuff, and yeah. She does a very good job playing the mother, but again, it's the Beldome that really, that is the true great performance. It is such a great performance, and only Teri Hatcher can do this performance this well, because at first she does seem very likable, because that's what hooks Coraline into this world and stuff, because she would have never stayed if she was already scary, but you just see this perfect character with the button eyes and stuff, and she gives Coraline everything she wants. The food, the friends, the environment, just gives her everything that she wanted, and it shows this sweetness to her character. But then, when the movie keeps going, you find out she's a strictly evil character, very satanic and scary character, especially when she turns into the big robot spider and stuff. She's this very intimidating character. Her voice also, it's just very scary. Coraline, get back here this instant, young lady. Just, it's so scary. It's very intimidating, very scary, and probably the most scariest performance in any animated film. That acting by Teri Hatcher is just sheer perfection, and it's one of my favorites. And my number 1 favorite voice acting performance in an animated film is a tie between 2 amazing performances. One's a comedic performance, one is a dramatic performance. And that is Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin and Tom Hanks as Woody the Cowboy in the Toy Story trilogy. I could not decide which one was better. These are 2 perfect performances in Disney movies. It's so good. Robin Williams, half the performance is all improv jokes, and it's just so funny. Likeable, amazing, engaging, entertaining, and just laugh out loud hilarious. Robin Williams as the genie goes down as the funniest Disney character of all time, and I stand by it. And again, that is all thanks to Robin Williams. All thanks. Hands down the best performance ever. But also Woody the Cowboy in the Toy Story movies. Tom Hanks just puts this humanity into this plastic toy and stuff. And each movie he has a different arc and stuff, and it's so good. He's a very funny character as well, but he is this very deep and very moving character, and again, it's more of a dramatic performance, and it's so well done. He's different every movie, but also the same, and just has a lot of depth to the character, and yeah, it's just an amazing performance. I couldn't decide which of these 2 were the best, so I just put them both as the best, because they both are the best. So yeah, that's my top 10 favorite voice acting performances in animated movies. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you grade this top 10 list? If not, give me your top 10 favorite voice acting performances in animated films. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and join the dark side.